Hello, my friends, and welcome. This is Kate in the Nest, and I'm sneaking in a morning video because the sun is shining. It's Sunday, and that always feels so luxurious for me that I can just play in the day. So, watch out. I thought I might, I don't mean watch out, I mean, there might be another one at the usual time. I have been playing, and I thought, as ever, I'm just going to turn my video on because I want to share the final stages. I'm just moving my lovely um, needle book around. I want to share the final part 3 of this trifold pouch. I have to say I'm absolutely loving this project, and she has brought me so much joy. If you're just popping in now, I have part 1 and part 2. This was one piece of vintage quilt that I folded up. I've stitched a little down the side, so I've still got a little bit more to do on that. In fact, I should be doing that today with you, but we'll see how far we go. But the main thing is I have been, will I take you through? Because I can't remember what I've shown you and what I haven't. I've been doing my favourite embellishing. I've got a little row of stop, Kate. How are you, everyone? I hope you are having a great time and stitching along because you can hear the joy in my voice. Okay, back to my pearls. Lil Row, they make me so happy. This embroidery has been there the whole time. I further embellished this piece of linen, and the biggest work, not the biggest work, but probably the change has been that I've been working on this little garland of flowers, and I've actually left some of the blue but color changed the rest. And talking about color, I have painted this little doily. Whenever I see Missy from Missy Made This Work, I just get reminded of how much fun it is and how effective it is to use these. Now you can note it's always authentic on here. Guess which colors I use the most? Does that not say everything about Kate in the Nest? I've run out of my favorite pink, but I do have another set, but there's a bit of eye candy for you. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And if you like these colors, and I like them too, I just haven't painted with them yet. Okay, so I used those to add, if you remember this piece before, it was very beige, and this was risky, but I thought that's what we do this for, with love. It had this big black stain on it anyway, so I've just added that pink in. Under here, you won't have seen, I've been playing around with, I've got now 3 different edgings, and I put this lovely little bit of vintage lace that had a seam in it. So that's there. Up here, I think I'm going to paint some of this. In fact, I'm going to do that right now after I show you. Oh, I better stitch first, otherwise it'll get wet. And then I've just got this little cluster of 3 pieces here that I've beaded over the top. And, sorry, I've forgotten this. In the center of the star, I'll put it down, I put one of these beautiful crochet motifs that sort of fades in color-wise, and I'm happy with that. I won't paint that. I think it just emphasizes. And what I will probably do is a black stitching to delineate the star. So see, I've got lots and lots of ideas. I could still keep on stitching, but there is a time where she needs to go away. Okay, not go away, but just slide to my nearly finished projects. I've threaded up this bit of 4-ply wool, and I want to sneak it under. So now that I've painted this fabric, it's going to be tougher to do this. And see, I'm supposed to be able to pull that knot through. Actually, I can. And I'll snip. Snip that tail. So French knots it is. So I painted the yellow underneath the base. But just texture adding. Get the scissors out of the way. So it must be our favourite lazy Sunday mornings here in the Southern Hemisphere and a wild Saturday night for my Northern Hemisphere friends. And I think I saw a lovely post by someone saying a wild Saturday night is, I think it was lovely Karen from Railway Cottage that said, yeah, to stitch. Which is what I did last night. I worked more on my friendship quilt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Need another one. 5. Then we're going to go travelling underneath to where the needle comes up over there. So just a little bit of texture like this. That's a favourite little bit there. I mixed my cottons. We won't do as many here. I feel like 3, and we can get to see the base as well. I'm having one of my almost annual problems with my phone. All of a sudden it's saying it's deleted everything, but it hasn't, and it's telling me I'm full. So if I stop mid-word again, it's not because I want to. Now that's 3. What am I doing? 4, and now it will be 5. Like that. So pretty. Well, I think. And then we're going to go shopping up here. Hello, Kiki, if you're watching this. Kiki always makes me smile with her colour and her joy of life and her embellishments. And she told me that she was keeping a list of my Kate words, which made me laugh a lot. So I'm now conscious of, in a beautiful way. So there I was. I'm not harvesting at the moment. I'm in adorning these little flowers. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go under and stop that. Oops, and the needles come out, which is a good sign. So there we are. Just some texture along the top. And I like the sense of leaving these bits just with the outline and the centres. I might put a French knot at the bottom, not sure. Okay, what did I say? Will we have a try together? Very sophisticated. Oh, I have a glass of water and my brush. And I'm going to use, just better check that you can see this, I'm going to use the pink that's nearly worn out, And I'm just going to start over here with this petal. And one is never enough. And you can wash this out if you don't like it. Let's try a different colour. Oh gosh, look at that everyone, a bit bold. So we'll just wet that and then put pink over the top. She says. The other thing with this, I might have to get my other set out, is because I was considering stitching or doing something here. So I will keep that in mind. But I suppose for me it's linking this to here. And a bit of fluoro. And of course, if it all went terribly wrong, there's only a few stitches that I would have to unpull and it would come out. And I could put a beige replacement there. What I'm thinking is I will stitch over this. And I have to warn you, it feels very addictive to be painting. Let's put some yellow in that one. Like once you start making flowers, I'm going to stand up and just see what the effect of that is. Aha. So it's sort of fading in a bit more. Let's and this just wash out as well. These are I haven't got the lid here. Gouache. Hopefully it's relaxing just to see someone colouring in with paints. Takes me back to my childhood. And now what do we need? Some of the pink, the orange, and the yellow up here. What I do love is I can see the actual fibres much more easily. There's time for everything, isn't there? Now you might be saying, Kate, why did you do that? I understand, but it's going to work out. Especially with some stitching over the top of it. Let's just darken this centre. And a little bit more up here. I've Kateified it, haven't I? Probably people are saying, oh no, but look at that. And then I'm going to embellish it with stitch. And it's like a little garden in there. And I've still got, you know, this natural colour. Okay, let's let that dry a little bit. And I want to do something. I think I spent, what are they doing there? They're talking to me. I talked to you about binding this with some fabric, or I wonder what I've got. Nope. See, this goes overall. I do feel like we need something yummy in our hand there. Sorry, I'm just going to use that nest to sort something from one nest to another. How about we just oh, this is good linen. Doesn't want to tear this way, but that's the way I need it. Oh, there we go. So these are like these are like what I call it sounds a bit bad. I was going to say the special moments, but I like just now looking at that corner up there and thinking about down here and adding some interest. Really, I should go all the way down there, like in a third. Okay, and then I could go round a bit like a tag. Now, how to actually do that, I'm not quite sure. And what would we do it with, Kate? Maybe this thinner one to fill. Oh gosh, I'm running out. Actually, it's good that I'm making this video because I need to find some more of this eleganza colour. You can remind me, EZM25. I'll just put this, you know what I do, I'll have it falling everywhere. I'll get my paints out of my way. This, I actually sent a message to Beck and said, the feel of this piece in my hands is one of my all-time favourites. So if I hadn't bought that kit from her, I would not have had the joy of stitching this absolutely beautiful piece of quilt that I am honouring and loving every time I feel this work. So I hope you have fabrics and textiles that do that for you. Okay, I'm going to just So Becca's coming down to teach at Green Door. She's sold out her courses in September, and I'll get to see her, which is wonderful. And then I'm going off, as you may have seen, now to Melbourne at the end of October. And it's new to me, this advertising business. So I'm just going to say, if you can't go yourself or you know someone, just spread the word for me, maybe. Be a nice gift coming into Christmas. Okay, now I've got that tag along there because part of me, oh no, I'm not going to do that because I want the star on the front to show. Yeah, and if I won't talk about it all the time, but because I don't want to make a separate video, but Zoe from Green Door is coming down and she's going to provide, number one, her company, which is just magic, and she's going to cook for us. So if you live down that end of the world and Green Door is a bit far away, I'm bringing Zoe with me to share her magic. And we're in Maddie Stammer's gallery, the Look Gallery, which I love the name of as well. There we are. So we've got a nice little bit of fray. Even could call that a fringe. And now we'll go over here. And we'll do it from this side. We'll just use the rest of the thread. To cover this wadding. Which I may cover again with something else, but every stitch adds to the texture. And now it's gone thick, which I actually don't mind, double, because it'll make it grow quickly. And the variegation goes over another. And in there, okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So it's just a little bit more interest on that ending without, it's not covering over edging. All right, now that flower is dry. Will we be bold together, or is there something else I could show you? I haven't got my beads down here because I've got beading. I could embellish that. A little too many raws there. Boom, boom. Oh, that's right. Have I got my black? Nope. But I do have. I love that number. What about? Isn't that beautiful? Eye candy. These are the little magical bowerbird bits. Little label there. wonder if I could glue stick this on just for the moment. See, this is a glue stick of me who makes journals, and the threads still get over there. Then I can stitch that down later. It's not straight, which I will fix. Now, let me just think about this. I talked about putting puffs on, didn't I? I don't think. Oh, let's just. Wouldn't that be nice as a whole? But I'll save that. Got these ones. Or maybe I've got an unpickerer. I don't know what people call them elsewhere. This isn't working very well, my friends. That's better. That little thing hasn't beeped yet, so we might get through the video. You watch, just because I've said that, it'll go off, but okay, I've got 2 here to audition. I wish you were here to tell me. And I also like the back, but no. Okay. Okay, which flower is going to finish off the garden? You know, I think it's this one, because it's got the green and even a little bit of blue. Auditioning. Nope. I think this just needs to go there. And I think we will be done. So I'm going to leave it there. You don't need to see me slowly put that on. But from my heart to yours, as usual, I'm trying to tidy the nest up. Oh, there's a little bit of bling. Oh, actually. Look at that. That would tie in with that. We will see. I mean, I don't know whether you'll see her again, because really the construction is done. And one day she will appear, because I think she needs to fly to someone else's nest that hasn't got to feel this beautiful sense of blanket. So thank you so much for watching me. I'll see you again soon. Keep well, take care. Until next time, thank you and see you soon. Bye. Sorry for saying that over and over. I'm very happy. Bye.